I recently picked up 2 packs from a company I haven't tried out yet. This is the Roark 3-day fixer. I also have the Passenger 27-day pack, which I'll be showing you in a later video. Roark is a new brand for me. I thought the fixer looked interesting. It's a solid pack with a simple design and features that I thought would make it good for travel. Like a clamshell style opening with mesh divider pockets, an exterior laptop compartment, and a side dedicated water bottle pocket. They make a few bags that are good for travel. There's a larger 55-liter pack, which is a little bit too large for a carry-on. I think the fixer here is a better size for travel because the 35-liter capacity is going to be large enough for most short trips. The dimensions are about 20 by 13 by 9 or 50, 32, 22 centimeters, which works good as a carry-on on most airlines. However, it's a little big for a personal item. You can squish this bag a little bit, but because it has a plastic frame sheet in the back, it's kind of hard to get it into a personal item size spacer. And then just to show you, this is a 18 by 14 by 8 box that I made to test out personal item sizes. I was able to get this thing in here. Bag is a little bit underpacked, but it's really tight and you have to really jam it in there. The fabric that they use in the 3-day fixer is solid. This is a 1050 denier ripstop nylon. And just for reference, this is going to be much thicker than the nylon they use in packs like the REI Ruck pack or Cabin Zero, but not quite as thick or durable as the 1680 denier nylon they use in packs like Air. They use good quality YKK zippers, but they're a little bit small. They use number 5s on all the interior and exterior pockets. This is fine on the interior pockets, but on this exterior main compartment, I would have liked to see something a little bit bigger. Sometimes these can get a little bit stuck going around the corners. I like that they used YKK AquaGuard on all the exterior zippers. It gives the pack a nice look. And even though the bag isn't waterproof, it does give some water resistance to the zippers. Same thing with the hardware, buckles and adjusters. They're a decent quality. I'm not sure what brand they are, but I wish they used something a little bit larger or more durable. Just for comparison, you can see this is the Duraflex buckles on a Cabin Zero bag. You can see they're a little bit thicker, slightly more durable than the ones on the fixer. The exterior on this pack has quite a few obvious features, but there's a few, especially around the back, that aren't quite as noticeable. On the front here, a large slash pocket, there's the MOLLE webbing, and this separate exterior water bottle pocket. On the back, we have these stowable backpack straps. There's a dedicated laptop compartment. There's a couple of bottom webbing straps, and then this hidden pocket over here on the side. This front slash pocket here, the zipper is fairly long and it gives you the volume on this entire front panel here. Inside are 2 more mesh pockets here, one on either side, and these are convenient because they're both connected with just one big long zipper. My only issue with this setup is that this interior pocket over here goes over to around here, so it's a little bit lower than this exterior zipper opens, so it can make it a little bit difficult to get inside this bottom pocket. You can attach gear to the MOLLE webbing here on the front, but the orientation, because it goes up and down, it's going to make it a little difficult to attach pouches on this thing, so really I think this is just more for aesthetics. Coming over to the side pocket here, you can easily use this to hold a water bottle. It's a little bit short, but very wide and deep. But you can see it is a little bit short, so about the max water bottle that I could fit in there is the 17-ounce Grail Ultra Press, which is about 9.7 inches tall. But you can see this pocket is actually quite large, very wide, it goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack. So instead of only really being used for a water bottle, you can pretty much just consider this thing to be a large exterior pouch. You can put almost anything in here. And then down here in the bottom, these 2 straps, you could use them for compression, but they're really just going to squish the bottom part of the bag down. They're really more designed for holding large, bulky gear on the outside of your pack, like you could stuff a towel or a jacket in here. And then just to show you there, I rolled up a towel stuck in the bottom here. This almost maxes the straps out, so you really can't put anything in here that's too much wider than this. The carry system on the 3-day fixer consists of these stowable backpack straps. There's a top and side carry handles and this removable shoulder carry strap. The shoulder straps are wide, they're decently padded with a nice mesh backing and an adjustable sternum strap. The strap attached to the top of this bag with this 1-inch piece of webbing here instead of being directly sewn onto the pack. There's advantages and disadvantages to this design, but this was one of the biggest complaints that I saw while reading the online reviews. It's not related to comfort, it's because when you're trying to put the bag on, these straps can twist on you. It can be kind of annoying. I didn't have any issue with that. I think as long as you're aware that this could happen, then it really shouldn't be a problem. And then for stowability, the straps attached to the bottom of the pack with these plastic buckles. You can detach both of them and then slide them into this top panel here. That's behind the back padding. Same thing on the bottom. The bottom of the straps is gonna tuck in here, over here on the sides. Now we can easily see the back padding. It's these 8 soft, squishy mesh foam panels with this channel running down the middle for air ventilation. And it's kind of hard to see, but there's an additional feature here. It's a luggage pass-through sleeve, so you can put the bag over the handle on a rolling suitcase. And then last but not least, there's a little hidden pocket over here on the side. It goes all the way to the end of the padding. It's about this wide, good for thin items, stuff you don't want people to see easily, travel wallet, maybe a little bit of extra cash or a credit card. The carry handles are interesting. It's more because of the color. This top one is a thin strap, more of a hook for hanging the bag than for carrying it. The side handle is a little wider. It's very long, but it's thin and not very padded. I'm not really sold on the orange accents, kind of a personal preference though. It's only on this black color of the bag though, and it's not on the blue version. However, I don't mind the accents on the zipper pulls here because this is just paracord and you can just take these off or switch it out with a different color anytime you want. And the final exterior feature is the dedicated laptop compartment built in behind the back padding here. It's a 3/4 zip, starts here, ends over here. This thing is well designed and very well padded. There's padding here on the back in addition to the back padding. There's padding on this side. And then there's this extra protective padded little flap sleeve here. This thing can hold up to a 16-inch laptop. This is a 15-inch Dell here. There's a solid false bottom. Laptop only comes down to about here, so it keeps it several inches off the bottom of the bag. And then these 2 Velcro straps here are going to keep your laptop secured right in the middle of the compartment, keeping it away from the sides and the top. My only issue with this setup is this zipper is a little bit small, ends over here on the top. It's not lockable, and there's really nothing over here to attach it to. The interior is one of my favorite things about the fixer pack. Opens from the sides, clamshell style with these 2 separate mesh divider pockets, similar to the setup on the Cotopaxi Alpa. This side over here, closest to your back, is the largest size. You could use packing cubes in here, but you don't really need to. It's got a little stretchy thing here that's gonna keep all your clothes in, keep them from shifting around. You can see from the side, this is about 4.5 inches deep, so large enough you can hold quite a bit in here. And then for reference, I have 2 pairs of pants, shorts, 4 t-shirts, and then I put my toiletry kit in here as well. The outer side over here is a little bit smaller, so you can see from the side, the size comparison. Because this side of the bag is farther away from your back, I think this is a good place to put these large, bulky, lighter items. Like I have a puffy jacket in here, maybe a towel, I have a rain jacket, and then my packable day pack. And then for more organization, there's several zippered pockets in here. I like to store items that I'm not gonna need to get to very often, like a little travel towel up here in the top one. And then this smaller one, it's one long zipper, but it's sewn. So there's actually 3 separate compartments. And then when I'm packing this thing, I would save this outer pocket here for kind of a smaller items, electronics, chargers, notebook, etc. And then the only thing I don't like about this setup, you can see this large side pocket here goes right over, this is where the seam is for when you need to open the pack. So depending on what you put in here, it could impact your ability to lay the bag down flat. But this is really gonna depend on what you have in here. I have a 17-ounce water bottle in there right now, and you can see it just sits right here in the seam in the middle and doesn't really impact how I open the bag. And this is what that bag looks like fully packed. all that gear, it's a little bit underpacked, but mostly full. For reference, it's about 5.8 kilograms or around 13 pounds. And then if you remember from earlier, you can technically jam this thing into a 14 by 12 by 8 personal item size spacer, but it's really tight. This thing is really going to be better off as a carry-on item. This is what the bag looks like on me, fully packed out. And to show you that shoulder strap thing, you can see when you're putting it on, it can get twisted, but as long as you're aware that it does that, you can just twist it back, and I don't really think that's a big problem. And I think this can actually be an advantage because it's not sewn right onto the shoulder strap. You can see it allows the strap to swivel a little bit and fit on your shoulder well. So these things fit my shoulders very well, equal pressure across the entire strap without even needing to use the sternum strap. And you can see from the side, it fits my back well. There's no gap here on the top. Forms along my back pretty well, so you don't really need top load adjusters on this thing. Back padding is soft and comfortable, and that plastic frame sheet gives it a good structure. One improvement this bag could have is a detachable hip belt here. I don't have it too heavy right now, so I wouldn't really use it, but this is a 35-liter pack, so with a laptop and a lot of heavy gear, you can get this thing pretty heavy, and a hip belt would be good to take some of the pressure off your shoulders. In summary, the 3-Day Fixer is a solid travel pack. I like that interior organization, clamshell with the dividers, really easy to pack, don't need extra packing cubes, and then there's some decent organization for small gear. I like the aesthetics on the bag with the exception of the orange top loopy thing here. It's large enough to hold all my gear and it fits comfortably on my back. While the construction and the fabric they use is solid, I wish they would have gone with slightly larger hardware buckles and zippers. The number 5 YKK on the main and laptop compartment are a little bit small, and there's no locking hardware on either of these compartments. And some of these pockets, this one a little bit and a couple of the mesh ones on the inside, tend to get stuck around the corners. That's all I have for the review on the Roark 3-Day Fixer 35-liter travel backpack. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And again, thanks for watching.